Get ready for your weekly dose of pixie dust with Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast. I'm Jeff DePaoli.
And I'm Patrick Dougal.
And today we are talking about our favorite retired attractions at the Disney resorts. This could be shows, this could be rides, this could be our favorite restaurant, whatever. It's retired, it's gone.
And I want it back.
And we want it back. We miss it. And let's just jump right into this, Patrick. What is one on your list?
Are we going to go to our top one? Or?
You want to go 3, 2, 1? Sure.
Yeah.
What's number 3 on your list of 3?
Okay, number 3. Now, as a little kid, this was like the show. I was in like the right age group and everything. I miss Doug Live from Hollywood Studios.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I saw that show once on 21 Jumbo Street.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
my God.
They picked kids to like audience participation, and I was picked once. And
were you a beat? Is that what they did?
Yeah, I don't remember, but all I know is...
Oh, do you have pictures of that?
Doug Live was amazing. Now, I do admit that Disney kind of ruined the show. I liked when Nickelodeon owned the show. But
agreed.
As far as the theme parks, this show, I loved it. I loved it.
Can I just say, first of all, I love this choice. I love this choice. This was...
Especially it's the fact that what replaced it is American Idol.
Yes, I was going to say, that's the worst, is that the American... Which, can I say, I've been to that park several times since the American Idol experience has been there. I've never been. Not once. Have you
Neither
gone
have
to it?
I've never been.
Yeah. How ridiculous. 2 diehard Disney fans who have been to that park so many times, and we've never done the American Idol experience, which maybe that means we have no right to talk crap about it, but...
but it took the place of Doug Live, which was...
Doug Live was so
great.
Good.
And the worst part is, I think it only ran for, I want to say a year.
A year
it didn't even run long at all.
Yeah, it was only one visit. I feel lucky to have seen it. I, to be honest, had forgotten about it. Although I did, every time I'm at that park and every time I see that American Idol experience, I would think of it. Be like, man, Doug Live used to be here. Oh, God, it was so good. Somebody has to have that full show on YouTube. Somebody has
somewhere.
to.
It's somewhere.
I've got it. Now you've got me wanting to go back and watch.
And they had
Doug
someone
Live.
as Roger, and he was green, and it was great.
Then the thing that I wish had happened, like it was a musical. I really wish that there had been a CD of it, because the only line I remember is that 21 Jumbo Street, but I remember just loving that song. So good. Oh my Lord. Almost as good as Creature from the Black Lagoon, the musical, at Universal Studios Hollywood.
That was treasure.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah, Disney, why you gotta do that?
Yeah. Well, what did the Doug rights go away, or did they just stop making them, or what? Like, it might have been a legal thing.
Sure. I know it was Nickelodeon, and then Disney inherited it, and then...
And it became part of their Saturday morning lineup on ABC, right?
Yeah.
And I remember they used to... Wasn't his theme song was like do 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 do. That was Nickelodeon, but then on Disney I went to. Remember that?
Oh no.
Yeah, they had a different theme song, but it had like the same spirit as the Nickelodeon one. So, yeah, and then they made the movie, the Doug movie Disney made. Oh, good choice.
I know, I miss it.
I don't think I have anything I miss my shows as well, but Doug
Live. I mean, it's not a classic Disney attraction or show, but man, Doug Live.
Yeah, seriously. And, actually my number 3 pick as well is a live show that was at the Disney, I think it was MGM Studios at the time, now the Disney Hollywood Studios. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Did you ever see the Hunchback of Notre Dame?
That's my number 2!
How good was that?
Oh, now I gotta change it. But yeah.
It's okay. We can talk about this is my number 3, your number 2.
Let's do it. Yeah, Hunchback stage show.
Okay, first of all, the Hunchback of Notre Dame stage show. Where did they perform that? I know the park, but I cannot visualize the actual space that it was in.
I want to say... It's it looks smaller in the show, but I want to say where Indiana Jones is?
No, Indy's been there since day one. It definitely was not there, because Indiana Jones has been there since the opening. It was a small space, I remember that.
Yeah, it was tiny.
The thing that I loved most about it was, this was so much more than a theme park show. Nothing against theme park shows, but we all know, the shows like Beauty and the Beast where you have the costume characters coming out. No, this was like live vocals. It was really, really well done. I mean, both you and I are huge Hunchback of Notre Dame fans to begin with. And I remember, do you even know what year this was? This was, I think, the late 90s, right?
Yeah. It was old.
And I remember seeing it and just saying, wow, this show has to go to Broadway. Like, Hunchback of Notre Dame needs to be a Broadway musical. And now, finally, decades later, it seems like that hope and dream is coming true. But yes, it was a spectacular show that was very theatrical.
I never got to see it live, but I have seen the full show on YouTube.
Oh, you never saw it live? What a bummer. It was really, really good. Man. I wish I don't think that ever came to Disneyland. I wouldn't have been out here.
It was only in the Hollywood Studios.
Which is a real bummer. I remember the Hunchback, Quasimodo, like, rocked out ringing that bell. I remember they had this awesome,
you rang that bell.
Yeah. I remember it was like this bungee cord type rope that, like, he would just jump up and down on, and it looked like he was having the greatest time ever. It was so good. And Clopin and Frollo and yes, Hunchback of Notre Dame. And so that was your number
Hollywood
2.
Studios had the shows.
Well, they did. Well, actually, and that's really what Hollywood Studios was.
Wait.
Yes?
It may have been in the Disney Junior stage.
Quite possibly. I just remember it was Disney Junior is inside of a soundstage, correct?
Yeah, it used to be where the Bear in the Big Blue House.
Now, I remember the Hunchback was definitely outdoors. It was not indoors. For some reason, I want to say it was over by Muppets, but, like, I cannot remember where it was. Are you researching? Is that what's happening?
Researching.
He's researching. Okay, well, while Patrick researches that, I'm going to go on to my number 2, since you...
Well, let me say this. In terms of that show as well, I do miss one that I have seen. It used to be at the Animal Kingdom. It was it's almost like a walk-by show, but I don't know, I really liked it, and that was Pocahontas and her forest friends at Camp Minnie Mickey.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It was a quick show, maybe like 20 minutes, but they had an animatronic Mother Willow, and Pocahontas came out, and she sang Colors of the Wind, and they had these butterfly paper things that, like, flew through air vents. It was cool, and it didn't go away for anything. It was around... There's budget problems, and they just had to cut it, and nothing new went its place, and it just went away for budget cuts.
I think the theme here is that Jeff and Patrick enjoy live shows.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, that's what it comes down to. Well, my number 2 is an attraction that sadly went away with no hoopla whatsoever. It just went away one day. And that's Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. Now, we all know the look on your face. We all know how I feel about the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids franchise. I love it. I love it. And I thought this was a great attraction. I definitely think it needed updates. But when it first opened, the first time I experienced it was at Epcot. And I remember actually having some genuine first-time experiences in there. I loved the effect when, the audience was shrunk and we were being carried around and, like, the whole room shaked. I had never felt anything like that. It was really, really cool. I also remember when the mice were running around the feet when they blew, like, the air and those things on your feet.
Yes.
I remember the first time that happened. I'm not saying this is the first attraction that used those techniques, but it is the first time I remember experiencing them. So, I don't know. You weren't as huge a fan of that, were you, Patrick?
No. I mean, I remember it fully, but I guess they got rid of it
for
Captain EO comeback?
Yeah, which look, I understand the attraction had been there a long time. I wish they had just done updates on it instead of getting rid of it. I do understand the demand to have brought back Captain EO, but frankly, I don't think Captain EO comes anywhere nearly as close as Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, and that's coming from a Michael Jackson fan. So I don't know. And I think the saddest thing was just the fact that it closed so Captain EO could come back, and there was no retirement of it whatsoever. It was sad.
This is why, update on the Hunchback story.
Yeah, what do you got up there on your phone?
Yeah, the Hunchback was actually, this is why I don't know where it was. It was because it was in the Premiere Theater. Now, this theater is, now only used for seasonal events like Star Wars.
That's so interesting. When we were talking about it, I was like, I feel like it was like this backstage hidden area.
Yeah, it's not in use anymore on a daily basis. The theater's only used for seasonal events.
Okay.
So, sad times.
Oh, so good. Hunchback. Anywho, back to Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. I don't know. Which do you prefer, Honey, I Shrunk the Audience or Captain EO?
Captain EO's classic, but I do miss Honey, I Shrunk. It was just a fun experience.
It was so much fun, and
I legit got that was the first 3D thing that I legit would take off my glasses for because I'd get scared, especially the snake.
Oh, that's adorable. How old were you?
I was tiny.
You were like, I was 15.
I don't like snakes.
Oh, good to know. I'm gonna keep that in mind. That's so funny. You had to take off your 3D glasses. I remember as a kid stealing 3D glasses from Captain EO and like back in the days of, the old video recorders.
I had so many Tough to Be a Bug 3D glasses.
Really?
Because they have little antennas on them.
So you took them. Now you know why. Okay, this answers the question, folks, as to why when you leave those 3D experiences, are there people standing there making sure that you drop your 3D glasses? Patrick and I make up half of the reason why. We just keep stealing them.
Not anymore. Stealing is bad. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. I have another comment there, but I'm not going to say it. Crazy. So yeah, Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. I miss it. I'm praying to God for a Blu-ray release of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, and I want a Honey, I Shrunk the Audience special feature on there, as well as making ofs. Please.
No, and it was sad that when you were over here, it rained and they closed the park at Hollywood Studios.
Let's make a correction. I was sad. You thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I hate that place.
It's Honey, I Shrunk... it's Rick Moranis, for gosh sakes.
Yeah, but it's a park for little kids.
I understand. Patrick, I wasn't going to go in there and spend a half an hour going down slides and riding ants. I just wanted to walk through and feel shrunken for a minute.
A little playground with the poop slides.
I know, you keep calling them poop slides.
Kids poop their pants and then slide down the slide and they use poop slide.
I went to MGM Studios when it originally opened. I think it was either 89 or 90. I know it opened in 89, but I was there within the first year. And there was a line to get into the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie set playground. I vividly remember waiting in line to get in there. And I think it was a lot bigger at the time, or maybe I was just a lot smaller and it felt a lot bigger. I don't know. But yeah. Oh, sad.
No.
What is your number one?
My number one retired attraction that I think everyone in the entire Disney universe will stand behind me.
Have I experienced it, do you think?
I hope so. Because what was put there is just completely awful and ridiculous. And
now I can't wait to hear. What is it?
It is Terror-estrial alien encounter.
That's your number one?
That is my number one. Because
Wait a sec. You liked Terror-estrial?
I loved Terror-estrial.
And you hate Stitch.
And I hate Stitch. It's awful.
Oh my... Really?
Yes. I absolutely loved Alien Encounter. It was so much fun.
That's... half the problem I have with Stitch is the fact that it's so much like the extraterrestrial alien encounter.
No.
Yes.
No. Yes, it's almost the same ride thing, but it was amazing. I loved it. I had little plush of the first pre-show where they have the guy with the little trunk nose, and he was like beige, the little first alien that they were supposed to collect.
I gotta say, I'm a little surprised by your answer here.
No.
I'm telling you, I am surprised. Yes,
no, you're not.
yes, I'm surprised. I have experienced the extraterrestrial alien encounter. To me, it's very similar to Stitch's Great Escape. And I will not
take those words back, sir.
No, I'm not taking it back. Those are my opinion, and frankly, I'm shocked.
Stitch's Great Escape is awful.
If I had to pick one, yes, I would pick the alien encounter.
And it needs to come back because it was amazing.
It's not going to come back. Remember how SpectroMagic was taken apart and it's never coming back, and you keep telling me that? No. Guess what? The extraterrestrial alien encounter, it's gone.
Yeah, it's never coming back because it was scary as crap.
That was the reason, from what I hear, is it was just too intense for families. But I don't know. It was just a lot of sitting in the dark, and I don't know.
I thought it was so much fun sitting there, and this man-eating alien breaks through this tube, and you hear him walking around and eating people.
Okay, here's the thing. Go back to Stitch, close your eyes the entire time, and it's the same attraction.
Except it's Stitch, and no one's being eaten. And then at one point, there's all the power goes off, and there's a little light, like a flashlight shining through the top, and people are trying to get you out, and so cool.
I'm shocked. I'm literally shocked by this.
I'm shocked that you're shocked. Because I'm sure everyone will agree with me. I
think that you should flip-flop your answers. I think it should be number 1 is Dug Live, then Hunchback, and then Extraterrestrial.
I feel like it was because, I don't know, I feel like I had a great memory or great connection with Alien Encounter when I wrote it the first time or something.
Well, what is that connection?
I don't know, because apparently I loved it.
Yeah. You might have just been the right age, or I don't know, do you remember getting scared in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was awesome.
You were that age.
And I think I had the doll from it, and I loved the little doll.
If it had been in 3D, would you have taken off the glasses?
Yeah, probably. But it wasn't 3D because it was the animatronic.
You're so funny. You get so scared. I love it. Oh, goodness.
But yeah, that animatronic was awesome too.
Okay.
Now you have just corn dog breath from Stitch.
Well, you also, I love Richard Kine's character in the Stitch one. That actor who is with that great voice. He plays.
No, nothing is good about that ride anymore.
Okay. Well, I mean, I agree that theater needs to be ripped apart. It needs to become something completely different. But wow, extraterrestrial. Well, legitimately in shock here. That's cool. It's cool.
Great
Patrick,
ride.
I accept your opinion.
You hear him breathing behind your neck.
And guess who else does that? Stitch.
He bounces on your bar and then just laughs.
Oh, goodness gracious. And okay, so my number 1.
So wait. So let me just put this out here before we go on to number 1. Anyone who agrees with me that Alien Extraterrestrial was amazing, you can leave your comments below and agree with me.
Yeah,
okay,
go ahead, do it. And about any of these, honestly, this, I completely understand attractions need to be retired. Walt Disney said it himself, it's going to keep growing, and so things need to go away. But it's just sad, and frankly, I just wish that there were professional, and thank God we live in the age of YouTube, but I feel like every attraction that leaves, whether it's a show or a ride or whatever, should be recorded and released on DVD by the Disney parks. It's stupid that it's not. It just should happen. So just putting that out there. But my number 1, Patrick, can you guess it? You'll know it.
Something to do with Muppets?
No, it's SpectroMagic.
Oh yeah, that one.
SpectroMagic Parade of the Magic Kingdom, which, was it ever anywhere else? I think it was only the Magic Kingdom, right? Or did it come from overseas? I don't even know. But SpectroMagic, if you're not familiar with it, is like a cooler Main Street Electrical Parade, is what it comes down to. And I know that's like blasphemy in a lot of people's minds because nothing's better than the Main Street Electrical Parade. But I'm here to tell you, there was something better, and it was called SpectroMagic. And it was the same idea as the lights, the twinkle light floats going through the park at night. But the thing that really made it cooler for me is I loved the musical score to SpectroMagic. I thought it was so much better than the Electrical Parade one. And I just thought that the characters were much cooler in SpectroMagic. Like, the ones in Main Street Electrical Parade are a little kind of random. Like, we have bumblebees and, like, I don't know, it's just kind of randomness in the Electrical Parade, whereas SpectroMagic was more Disney. And
there's a lot of Fantasia elements to Spectrum.
Yeah, it was I remember like the finale, the floats would transition from like all white lights to color, and it was so beautiful, really, really beautiful. I don't know, I got to see it I think twice in Florida on 2 different trips. And I'm really grateful that I did. To me, it's crazy that it doesn't exist anymore in any of the parks. It doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, that's my number one. I don't know. You don't care, do you? You weren't a big
I like SpectroMagic. I like both Main Street and Spectro. But like I said before, there's a little piece in Spectro in Festival of Fantasy.
Yeah, what piece is that?
The Sebastian on the aerial float.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. What are we calling that now? A tribute, right? A tribute to SpectroMagic. Not a budget-saving reusing props.
Nope.
It's a tribute.
It's even, what's his name? Figaro from Pinocchio, the cat?
Mm-hmm.
That's his name, right?
Yeah, Figaro. Figaro and Chloe.
He used to be on the old Pinocchio float of Celebrated Dream. And now we're tributing
it's a tribute
to Festival of Fantasy.
It's a tribute to Celebrated Dream. Very fun. Well, those are our top 3. So you had Doug
Live, Hunchback / Pocahontas and her forest friends, and Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter.
The extra Terror-estrial. And I had Hunchback of Notre Dame, Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, and SpectroMagic. And let me just say, this is a little add-on. It's really not an official add-on, but I just missed the Carousel of Progress at Disneyland. Just putting that out there. I would love to see that retired Disneyland attraction come back to Disneyland. I know it's still at the Magic Kingdom. I love the fact that it's at the Magic Kingdom, but I miss it here. Because frankly, there's not a great big beautiful tomorrow here at Disneyland.
Nope, but there's one in Magic Kingdom.
Ugh, sad. Shall we move on to trivia, Patrick?
Yes. I go first.
Do it.
Okay, since we're talking about retired attractions, over at Disneyland, do you know the first 2 rides to use the Omni Mover system? One of them is retired and one of them is still up and running.
Haunted Mansion.
Correct.
And then it was the one where your body was shrunken down and you go into, you shrank, journey into space or journey into something.
Adventures Through Inner Space.
There you go. Adventures Through Inner Space, where you and your ride vehicle are shrunken down. And, I've never experienced that attraction because, it was never there since I've been to Disneyland.
Nope, but those were the first 2 Disneyland rides to use the Omnimover ride system.
Very cool. Very cool. I've got a question that really has nothing to do with retired attractions, but it's a trivia question nonetheless. And it's fairly easy. It's one of those things, though, that you're either going to know immediately or it's going to drive you nuts that you can't figure it out. So we'll see what happens. There is one attraction at Disneyland, and if I had to guess, I would say Magic Kingdom as well. But there's one attraction that you cannot walk to. Do you know what it is?
Repeat. Wait. I'm missing the question.
Okay, so at Disneyland, you know how, you walk to the attraction from one to another. You cannot walk to this attraction. You have to get there some other way. Do you know what attraction it is?
You have to get on something?
Yeah, you cannot walk there. It's not a ride. It's an attraction. It's not even officially a land. It's an area. And I think
duh. Well, there's two different names. I know ours is Tom Sawyer Island.
Uh-huh.
And yours is...
It's called Pirate's Lair on Tom Sawyer Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I was
thinking rides.
Yeah, no, you can't, come on, the word attractions is all-encompassing, Patrick.
I guess.
So, yeah. Can't walk there. You gotta, get on those little ferry boat things and ride on over.
Or you guys have the canoes, which scare me. I'm glad.
The canoes, could I tell you, are the worst attraction ever. I've done the canoes once. It is, but first of all,
if they retire that will be number one on my list.
Yeah, that's yeah, right.
No one can replace Alien Extraterrestrial.
Terror-estrial. Yeah, but the canoes are a workout, man. Oh, God. If you get that job for the summer, being a canoe guide or whatever, you're going to have some ripped arms by the end of that summer. It's crazy. Anywho, I think that wraps up this episode of Disney Coast to Coast. Folks, thanks for tuning in. We will see you next time. Bye, Patrick.
See you later.
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.